Psalm 27. The Lord is my light and my salvation. Whom shall I fear? The Lord is the strength of my life. Of whom shall I be afraid? When the wicked, even mine enemies and my foes, came upon me to eat up my flesh, they stumbled and fell.
All right, Shalom. First and foremost, I would like to give all praise, honor, and glory unto Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shah, Bahashem, Rakakwadash, and double honors unto the apostles and the elders of GMS who rule well, teach well, being great examples to his younger brothers. And peace and blessing salutations to the whole elect out there pushing his word in truth and in sincerity across the four winds. In the name of Yahweh Bashem Al Shah, pushing to get up out of here. Shalom to the whole elect, the believers, the listeners, whom have came back to the obedience of the scriptures through faith in Yahweh Bashem Al Shah. All right, and what I want to get into today, is the product, speaks for itself. And that's a term, that's used in the world. Okay, as a marketing, strategy. Speaking of how, the product, speaks for itself, as, we're that product in the spirit, and the new creature that we're becoming should speak for itself, because as you go into the scriptures, it's about, a lot of things dealing with us, that we have to continue to address. As we look out into the world, of course, the world is completely off. Okay, but why as we address particular things that's off with the world, we're still a work in progress. And as we're constantly working on ourselves and being developed in righteousness, the product should begin to speak for itself. And we're that product. And this is inspired, by this lesson, this precept in the book of Matthew, the 11th chapter, Matthew 11 and 19. It says the son of man, and this is Yahweh Shah speaking, on the other hand, feasts and drinks, and you say he's a glutton and a drunkard and a friend of tax collectors and other sinners. Now, we know one thing, there's just a portion of our people, they can never be satisfied, with Jake, with some Jake, you can never, be on point in their eyes. They're always going to find something to criticize. And this is what Jake was doing. All right, here it is, John the Baptist, pretty much he was separated from society. He didn't deal in the world. They said he had demons on him. Okay, but Yahweh Shah, he was in the midst, of the people. Okay, teaching, he, and he was eating and drinking amongst, the common Israelites. And now, he's a drunk, and a glutton, But at the end of the day, Jake wasn't dealing with the message. You see, Jake wasn't concerned with the message. They just wanted to criticize, which, you're going to have that, and that's why we don't spend any time, okay, on those, who don't get it. Okay. You see, but there are some, okay, that are watching and seeing what we're becoming. Hey, it's a chance they can be converted, and that's why Yahweh Shah said this. It says, but wisdom is shown to be right by its results. Okay, wisdom is shown to be right by its results. And you look out into the world and all the talking points, that we was mocked and scoffed, and it made us look foolish. Now these are the talking points, okay, in alternative news, some regular news headlines, okay, TikTok. Now everyone is dancing to the tune of prophecy, okay, which the Lord, had us to be forerunners, beginning with our apostles and elders and their elders, okay, decades ago. Okay, so as we've entered into all right the thick of prophecy, as we're going into the climax of prophecy, okay, the results of what we're teaching is starting to show. Okay, and also our personal development in this thing is starting to show. Okay, because one thing about it, our people knew us in the world. Okay, even if they don't agree, with the doctrine, or they think, Jake say we're in the cult, and they trying to downplay what we do. It's not serious to them in no type of way. All right, but they should start seeing the results. In which they can't be argued against, because we begin to eat better. Okay, well, men are becoming better fathers and husbands, and and not their traditional sense, okay, but according to the righteousness of the scriptures, okay, which we know, as men, sometimes, a lot of times we're unavailable because of the ministry, okay, but we become more potent, as fathers and husbands, just seeing how brothers deal, in their day to day. Women are becoming better, wives, or wives to be, or mothers. It's undeniable. Okay, which by default it puts the children in the best situation to win. You have children being pretty much raised in the truth. Okay, so we see the results of nigger culture, and now the Lord has us seeing the results of following Him. Okay, and the product is speaking for itself. Okay, so when we come here, because this wisdom has us being those new creatures. Okay, so when you go here, I think there's 1 Corinthians 6, and all right, matter of fact, let's get this one real quick. Pattern. All right, this is Titus chapter 2. All right, in verse 6 it says, young men likewise exhort to be sober minded. Okay, or you read this in the NLT, it says, in the same way encourage the young men to live wisely, man. Okay, brothers, because even brothers done the way, there's brothers conduct, brothers have become more disciplined, brothers are becoming more cultured, listening to different music, really into the earth, we begin to dominate, the flesh, our lust, and there's other people that's benefiting off our discipline. Like, the product should be speaking for itself, man. Living wisely, man. Okay. The desires for this world is fading, and the desires for the world to come is growing, and it has us living wisely, man. Okay. Cause hey, we was into all type of things, man. Hanging out all night. Okay, drinking, on the scene, like, some brothers more than others, but hey, we was into all type of things, man. Especially brothers that you come into the truth around the same time, and you don't see them for a while, then you see them, and it just, their growth, you just notice their growth amongst brothers, man. And that's how I was shot dealing through this word, man. Okay. And then we begin to really live wisely, man. We start to become what we teach. Okay, and says, and you yourself must be an example to them by doing good works of every kind. Let everything you do reflect the integrity and seriousness of your teaching. We should become a product of what we teach. And then you notice, certain people that mocked, those same people start to try to eat like you, try to fast like you, asking you a question about, the herbs. Okay. You become the go-to guy now. You see? You see, and that's how the Lord to do it. And it's not a thing of pride, because when we first come in, we pretty much, that zeal, have us being, a tyrant. We go around our people, okay, pointing everything out, and and we learn to live, with balance in this truth, man. Like, you just gotta let our people do what they gonna do, Well, like, you can't just sit there and just criticize everything they do, and, pick arguments and all these different things. Like, nah, if you, whenever you're around, just keep it simple. Try to be less, uh, um, try to have less controversy as possible, man. The scripture say, live peaceable with all men if possible, man. Now, some situations are just, so intense, and some of our people do have demons on to where you can't just be around, but just in general, even around our family, or we out and about, we should maneuver in a way, we should maneuver in a way that people that don't even know what we're a part of, they, should have nothing, but, good things to say, because we should show that pattern of good works. When you read it in KJV, Titus 2:7 says, in all things showing thyself a pattern of good works, in doctrine showing uncorruptness, gravity, and sincerity, man. So we should have a pattern of good works, man. Okay, we should have a good name at certain places that we frequent. Whether we shop or eat, or even that certain line of work that brothers do. Some brothers, personal trainers and all different. Brothers into different things. Some brothers got their own business, and we should have a pattern of good works. We should be, a people of high character, man. We should be a people of high character, man. That's a trait of nobility, man. Is that high character, man? Integrity, honesty, in dealing. Okay. Not being a harm to anybody, man, but a plus. You see? So let's go here. I want to end it here. This Colossians 4:6. It said, let your speech be always with grace, seasoned with salt. When Phelim started 5, it says, walk in wisdom toward them that are without, redeeming the time. Okay, and you read this in verse 5, Colossians 4:5. Live wisely among those who are not believers, and make the most of every opportunity, man. So this is Apostle Paul giving advice to these Israelite foreigners that are waking up to the truth and coming back to righteousness, but they're still around, all right, a pagan worship. Okay, Jake, they still around, worldly, defiled and just bugged out people. Their family, they're probably the only one, because we either the one or two, maybe two at the most. For the most part, you have certain whole families, as far as husband, wife, and children that believe. Okay, but for the most part, and that's your immediate family. But for the most part, out of our situation, we're the one person, out of our living family, that believe, so even at work, you're probably that one person that believes. A lot of times you're that one, maybe two at the most in each environment. So there's a way we have to conduct ourselves, not to bring blame to the ministry. Okay, not to be, what I'm saying, they're overbearing. Okay, critical of everything. Like, nah, you gotta let things be. The Lord got it set up, man. Let people play their role in the movie, and we gonna keep playing ours, and even those that are without, the unbelievers, there still should be a certain, level of integrity that is shown towards them. Okay, it's not going to be on the level that we show believers, because we can't even deal with them on certain levels. You see, but on just a surface level, we should be have a conduct that's a good representation, okay, of what we teach and what we believe. Being fair. Okay. I say just hey, just why you Howard Shy, he was like, look, if someone asked to walk a mile, walk two, because in the Roman Empire, as a citizen of Rome, if a soldier, asked you to carry, pretty much, he pretty much had to be an arm bearer. If a soldier told you to carry, his gear, for a mile, you had to go a mile as a Roman citizen. So Howard Shy was like, if you asked to go a mile, go two. Like, you won't just be an asshole out here. Now, don't be, this society full of gimmicks, so don't just be that one way in every situation. But in some circumstances, hey, you in a position to help and it don't hurt you, man. Hey, it is what it is. But have to put that disclaimer. This is a very grimy society, so that can't apply in every single situation. But in certain situations, if you can help without hurting, it is what it is. And it says, let your conversation be gracious and attractive, so that you will have the right response, all right, for everyone. Okay, so we're learning, to have our conduct to be seasoned with salt, which if something is seasoned right, it's delightful. It's it becomes a delight. So at the end of the day, we're here, and as we wait on these prophecies, we should constantly start to become, a product of this teaching and this wisdom, and when you go into it, man, you just have to really be a complete demon, to be at odds with someone that's becoming a product of this wisdom, a follower of Yahweh Shai, and what you're going to have that, and play it accordingly, you see, because there's a balance in everything, so I just want to get that, Lord will, you brothers and you sisters edified. Till next time, I say shalom.